I'm Chloe.
Hi, I'm Evelyn, and welcome to the Nest.
We hope you stay for a while.
So today's discussion is going to be a bit different. We will be talking about the current status of Myanmar. This episode will be filled with a sensitive topic and raw, unfiltered emotions. Um, you are more than welcome to not tune in today's episode if it triggers by this topic, because it's going to be like very sensitive. So you can just tune out or not listen. If you want to listen, welcome.
Yes. And so for our first segment that we're going to be hopping into, it's not going to be our usual question answer format. We're going to do more of an informational segment because today we're talking about the status, what is currently happening in Myanmar. And so for those of you who don't know, we want to give you like a complete history that led to the current events that are happening right now. So for the first thing, some of you might not even know where Myanmar is. And maybe it's because you've heard it been called something else because it's usually called Burma. And it's in Southeast Asia. But yeah, and it has a very rich and versatile culture filled with hundreds of different languages and 135 different ethnic groups.
So what is currently happening in Myanmar right now? So Myanmar is currently battling against the coup to have some form of democracy. I'm sorry.
Democracy, yes.
Democracies. I'm sorry, guys. This sensitive is a bit kind of sensitive to me. So like if I stutter a lot throughout the episode, I'm very sorry for that. So many people are protesting against the coup, and the coup has been choosing to respond through violence, killing protesters, journalists, and innocent citizens. Myanmar is also dealing with multiple other problems involving the economic COVID-19 and many Rohingya people and ethnic groups of Myanmar who are facing violence in the hand of police. So most of you might have wondered, what led to this military coups in Myanmar? At the beginning of 2021, the country has been expected to endorse recent, elections results and approve the next government. The National League for Democracy's Myanmar leading civilians party had won 83% of body available seats, which this triggers the military because they know that they won't have much say anymore because like most of the seats that is available are filled by
people who are for democracy. And the coup wants to have total control of the country, and that's why they called a national they had a national sense of emergency. And so they basically put the country on lockdown because they didn't like the election results. And so they actually ended up detaining the leaders of the National League for Democracy, which is the people who won 83% of the body's available seats. So that's very crazy. And then the coup announced on a military-owned TV station and cited the 2008 Constitution, which allows the military to declare a national sense of emergency. And that had happened. And so basically they put the country on lockdown and the coup took over any type of government, anything. Imagine as if there's no presence, there's no voting. It's just the military making all the choices for the country, And they took control in a very aggressive way, in a very controlling way. They took over the country's broadcasting system, their infrastructure, suspending most television programs, canceling flights, and suspending telephone and internet services. And so basically restricting what they can see. They can't just open up their phone and watch YouTube how we have the privilege to do, and other things like that because of what's going on right now, which is really sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also going back to the topic of the people who were detained, one of them was I'm so sorry, I don't want to slaughter her name.
Aung San Suu. I don't know.
I don't know how
But
to say her last name.
yeah, I'm struggling a bit. But like, Evelyn, you're from Myanmar, you should know better. But like, it's kind of hard, pronounce Aung San Suu Kyi. I think that's how you say it. I am very sorry if I pronounce it wrong. I'm so sorry, guys. So you guys might be like, who is she? She is an international icon who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize after spending 15 years in a house arrest in 1991. She's also, the head of the National League for Democracies. She have been the de facto civilians leader since her elections in 2015. In 2019, she represents Myanmar in a trials in the International Courts of Justice, at which she defended it against accusations of ethnic cleansings.
Yeah. And currently, she is on trial. And so, like, a lot of us are wondering why she's on trial. And it turns out that she's been on trial secretly since February of 2021. And at that time, when she was on trial because of having walkie-talkies. They accused her of basically, like, I don't know how to explain it, like um, of communication and like something to do with communication and treason. But also she was accused for for violating coronavirus pandemic rules, which in a way, like, I feel like that was just an excuse, like an umbrella thing to try to like put more charges on her, you know?
Yeah.
And also, she's also facing, and currently, she's facing 7 more charges with a potential maximum of 89 years in prison if she were to be found guilty of all of those charges, which is a lot of time. And to be honest, I feel like they're just trying to get rid of her because, one, she is in charge of the democracy, but also because she's a woman and she's in power. And I know that's probably intimidating, but also, I just want to say a lot is going on in Myanmar, and we get more news every single day. And also, at the same time, we don't get to hear a lot of what they're saying. Like, we get more news, like updating the situation and the history behind it when pieces get found. But it's like we're not getting the most, like, what's going on every single day type of news. It's just more like, oh yeah, covering on Myanmar because more people are becoming more aware of what's going on, you know? And so this was just a brief rundown. If you want to learn more, we're going to have multiple articles in our description box. And you can also like just research it on your own too if you want to learn like a lot more and everything and know about what's going on. But yeah.
And also, if you guys could, we will sign up petitions or donate to help like those people who are struggling back there, like through someone's. And I also found an article that my cousin posted on Instagram. She speaks a lot about what happening in Myanmar. So I don't know how to say this company name, but Trivon and Total withdraw from Myanmar gas project, which this brand have a huge contributions to like the military's like funding and all that stuff, and that they're now like withdrawing, and which is like which is which is a very like good thing. I was so happy they withdraw, which just mean the military wouldn't get much funding no more. And so you guys like please also research like some brand that could contribute to the military funding, so we could be more careful. And we will also have like a bunch of like articles that could help you guys like go through the runway of like, oh, which brand could possibly support it.
Also, adding on to what Evelyn said, like it's really important not to support these brands that support the military or that support the coup, because at the end of the day, you're putting money in their pockets to like fund what they're doing and like a lot of their violence, and like you're funding them to end up potentially buy weapons to kill the citizens of their country, but also not only that, just to do really horrible things. So like we don't want that. So just watch out on what brands you're supporting, because that means that could like be a big difference between, you know, what's going on there. Like if you boycott these brands that are supporting the coup, then like maybe we can make a change. But yeah, I know it might be minor, but at the end of the day, like every little minor thing makes a really big difference once it adds up. So moving on to our discussion, we're going to start talking about just our personal connection with Myanmar and what we think we can do to help. But yeah, Evelyn, you want to kick it off?
Sure. So of course, what's your connection with Myanmar? I was born in Myanmar, and I was raised there too. So I hold a lot of memory there. Oh, guys, if I cry during this episode, I'm sorry. This is kind of a very much of a sensitive topic because a lot of things happened last year. And it's where I grew up and where my whole entire childhood is, and then my whole family is there. Oh, trying not to cry. Oh, so sorry.
Evelyn, it's okay, Evelyn. You don't have to apologize, because I know this is a very sensitive topic for you, and it probably is a very sensitive topic for everyone out there, especially even for me, because I know that I don't have any family in Myanmar, but I have friends who have family in Myanmar, and like, um, especially one of my friends, she was telling me about how her older brother and sister are there, and how like it's sad because like you can't really keep in contact with them right now, and you don't know what's going on, and so it's kind of like you feel like you're in the dark. And Steven talks to me a lot about how sometimes she like regrets being in America, because like she's over here enjoying the privileges of what America has to offer, and her family is just like, she's in the dark about her family, and she doesn't know what's going on, and they're going through struggles, you know. And so it's like, definitely I understand your situation. I hope everyone out there as well can like open up their hearts and have some empathy for the people that are in Myanmar, and also the people that have family that are the people that are here and have family in Myanmar, because they're going through a lot.
Yeah, there's like, because like a lot of people, did escape. There are like some people who escaped from Myanmar and lives in like Pakistan, Indian, or Thailand, somewhere in the nearby countries. But there are also some that are hiding in like the jungles, like having to buy food, and everything was hard because like the military tried to of course take over everything. It's like there was a lot of violence towards protesters, and my
Just
uncle,
regular people.
yeah, is hard for them to get food because like stores are closing, everything is closing, business are like closing because they're worried about everything that's going on, and that just they have to like hunt and everything. They have to build them. My relatives, they built themselves a house in the jungle with like things that are near them. They built a house, and it was harder, and so much happens to them that like what your friend says. It's like, I'm in America, I have more privilege than them. I have an opportunity to raise my voice, but they don't, because if they raise their voice, violence is going to be used against them. And there's also a lot of like kids who are dying because the military like just decided to do some stupid things. And like there are kids who's losing their parents because of the military, and a lot of things going on. And it's like, oh, I'm over here enjoying this life. I wish I could give them more, but like there's sometimes there's nothing you can do. But one thing you can really do is like sign petitions, or like send, like speak out about this, like speak out about it.
Exactly. Because even if, like, for example, at our age, we don't have a lot of money, so we can't donate. And we sign every petition that we can, but at the end of the day, it's like sometimes it feels like almost as if it's not enough. But at the same time, by us starting this conversation, we're already helping out a lot because we're getting more people aware of this. We're getting more people aware of the situation going on in Myanmar that can donate, you know? And so just by starting this conversation and continuing this conversation, we're contributing a lot to helping the cause. And also, I know that in Biden's big plan that got struck down, but he was intent like what's the word? I can't think of the word right now. But he wanted to help Myanmar and that was in his big infrastructure bill. But I don't know what happened. But hopefully like we raise some awareness to the point where America's like, okay, well maybe we can step in and become an ally to Myanmar. But yeah. And so with that being said, I know we kind of talked on it a little bit, but how do you think that we should help out when it comes to helping with Myanmar?
I think everyone should like talk about this in social media. Also, please like tell everyone else around you too, and like tell them and educate them about all these things that's going on. And like there's so many people struggling. So like if you could like please like post about, all this thing that happened in Myanmar, and like and just speak more about it on on social media so everyone could know. Like I've been seeing a lot of people posting about it, and there's more people, but it's also where it's like the risk where if you speak out, like they can, find you. So like those people who are in Myanmar that try to speak out, they're being like arrested by the military for no reason. So if they have the courage to speak out about this, please also speak out about it, because you can help a lot of people. Because I know in Eagle Scholar there's a lot of people who are from
Yeah.
Myanmar, and so like please speak out about it. Please like also like
Yeah.
tell your teachers, because teachers, they have a lot of like connections with people, and that they can raise awareness to, like educate your classmates or something like that. Please guys, please just speak out about this.
Yes, and one thing that I want to add about the social media thing is please, like when you're posting about this is not a trend, which means don't post about it and just like post about it one time and be like, oh yeah, I'm helping support the cause. Like if you're gonna support it, you can't be performative and just do it because other people are doing it or do it because like you think that, oh, well, if I post it one time, this is enough. No, because what we're trying to do is continue the conversation and bring awareness to people that can use their power for good, you know? And so at the end of the day, by you just doing this because, oh, everybody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it, it's not really going to help us that much, you know? And it's not going to help these other people because at the end of the day, like there's people out here that have to live with that. And you get to just like put away this performative activism for like a second. You post one post and you think that you did something. Yeah. Because I've seen like a lot of social movements be treated as if they're trends. Like they post about it one time and then like they don't talk about it, they don't actively, and sometimes I've seen people post like informational posts like that, especially about Myanmar, when at the beginning when we were also posting stuff about Black Lives Matter, people would post stuff about justice for Myanmar, and now no one's talking about it anymore. And I feel like that's wrong because these people are still struggling. The struggle has not stopped. Nothing has become better. It's like the situation isn't alleviating. So it's like, why has everyone just become quiet? You know, just because it's not cool anymore to be social activists. Like, I don't understand the reason why no one's talking about it anymore. So yeah, I'm definitely, that's the one thing I have to say. Please don't be performative. And at the end of the day, one person can make a difference. One person, one person. And so by sparking this conversation and by telling you, our viewers, to go to spread awareness for this, educate your parents, educate your teachers, like Evelyn was saying, educate your classmates, because at the end of the day, the more people that know about the situation, the better. But yeah. And then for our last question, if you could tell everyone to do one thing to help out, like even if I know that, oh, well, people don't have money and this, that, the third, but like in a perfect world where everyone could do one thing, what would you tell them to do?
Um, Probably like help people like, like who's trying to like send money back, like donate, like those people who do like fundraisers for, back then. Because my cousin, she actually did a fundraiser where she raised around $2,000, and she sent them back to Myanmar so they can get like surprises and buy surprises. And like, yeah, like if you see anyone around you is like doing like fundraisers for, like Myanmar or something like that, please support it. Also, it's like, yeah, like overall, just, speak about it. Like, I know that like people who know me knows that like I don't post a lot on like, social media or anything like that. And it's because like I've been going through a lot since last year. And this is like, I get it for those people who don't post a lot about it because it's sensitive towards them. And it's hard because I'm gonna open about a very sensitive topic, trigger warning, loss of a family. I lost my grandpa last year during September. So my it was on my dad's side. They were trying to escape Myanmar, but the doctor told him like, oh, he can't go, he can't go anymore because he's not very stable anymore. And so actually, before even that, we had like a FaceTime with the whole family. And there was one word he told me. He's like, if I'm if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die here. Even if the military come to get me, I'm gonna be here. Because this is where I'm from. This is who I am. I'm just gonna be here. And it broke me because he's someone who supported me a lot. Always like, as a kid, it's because my first word, this might be funny, is like my grandpa. I call my grandpa was like my first word. So that shows how close I am to him and I love him so much. But I like there's a lot of, like a lot of you people who have relatives in Myanmar, like please tell them you love them. Or like please like tell them that before it's too late, because I couldn't tell him all the things I want to tell him, and which is hard. So like everything that's going on in Myanmar, like especially the military, I have so much anger towards them, that feelings, because it's like I could have said goodbye to him. I could have told him everything I wanted to, but I couldn't. And it was very hard for me like last year. A lot of people, they see me like smiling instead of everything. I think this might be the first time they might see me cry or anything like that. But yeah, I just want to know, like, please, if you could do anything out there, like anyone out there, please just speak about this topic. Help us a lot, like donate and everything, because there's a lot of people, a lot of like older people who are sick that can't get their, medical supplies because of everything shutting down, and then everything costs a lot too. So like please, if you could donate like just a penny or $1, like that's so great. Like please, if you're able to donate or just do anything, please. I'm begging you guys out there, please. Oh my gosh. Sorry for crying a lot. Oh my god.
It's fine because I understand I'm pretty sure everyone understands that this is a very sensitive topic. And I thank you so much for opening up and giving your 100% raw emotions, because I understand that can be hard, especially when talking about, the loss of your grandpa. And so at the end of the day, Evelyn, I do like applaud you for being this strong, because I don't even think that I would be able to open up on camera like this. But yeah. But like Evelyn was saying, yes, donate, donate, donate. And also start fundraisers, because if you see that there's something wrong and you feel like maybe I'm not able to donate, then maybe just start a fundraiser. You could do a lemonade stand, you could do a bake sale, you could do anything. You could sell clothes online and say, hey, I'm selling my clothes online for this cause, and anything will help, because at the end of the day, we want to get some money back to Myanmar so that they can afford to get medical things that they need. Because also, you have to understand the whole world in the middle of a pandemic. And imagine being in the middle of a pandemic with the situation going on. I know for a fact that it's horrible, because the coup is limiting their supplies, is limiting their everything is getting more expensive. So, which means medical care is getting more expensive as well. And so I definitely know that like they're probably struggling with the pandemic as well. And that's horrible, because then also there's a lot of people here who have family there who's like, oh, after this situation, I want to see them. I want to see them. And imagine not being able to see a family member because of this, you know? And so at the end of the day, like there's people, even if you don't have family in Myanmar, you have to open your heart and have some empathy and stand with these people, because that's what they need, you know? But yeah.
I I guess that would be the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that concludes today's episodes.
Make sure to check out the resources in the description box, and to continue this conversation about Myanmar and how you can help out and how everyone else can help out. And just make sure you tune into our next episode. And with that, we'd like to end this moment off with a moment of silence for those who have lost their life during the crisis at the hands of violence and COVID-19. And the last thing we want to say is justice for Myanmar.